Hey everyone, off the Mike Sports Network here for week number 7 in the NFL. We're going to pick these games, tell you who I like in this. We'll even throw in the spreads to have some fun here for all the people who are degenerates and want to gamble on these games. Let's start off with the Thursday night game coming up here momentarily. The Broncos taking on the Saints. The return to New Orleans for Sean Payton. The Saints are kind of in freefall mode. They've lost 4 in a row since a 2-0 start. Their quarterback, Derek Carr, is out for this game. The Broncos coming off of a loss at home to I almost said San Diego, but to the Los Angeles Chargers. Broncos favored by 3 on the road. I'll take Sean Payton to win in his homecoming, I guess. Bo Nix, been okay this season. 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I just trust the Broncos a little bit more in this game because, Spencer Rattler, he played fine last week against Tampa Bay, but also the Saints gave up 51 points in that game. Some of them were defensive scores, but I just don't have a whole hell of a lot of confidence. The Saints team is really reeling right now. So I would take the Broncos. I would take them minus the 3. I think they cover this. So then we get to London. They're going to Wembley this week, home of All In for you wrestling fans. Patriots at the it's technically a Jags home game, but the Patriots are facing the Jags. Second start for Drake May. It didn't look good against Houston. He did throw a touchdown, which was nice. Jags, this is a matchup of 1-5 teams. Man, we always figure out the crappiest games to go overseas to export football, which is just, whatever. The Jags are favored by 5.5 in a matchup of 2 teams at 1-5. The Patriots haven't won since the first week of the season against Cincinnati. The Jags just won very recently. I'll take the Jags in this game, but I think it's a field goal game. So Patriots will cover the 5.5, but the Jags, I think, win this game just because I'd like to think that Trevor Lawrence is the better option here, but who's to say? I don't really know what's going on with Jacksonville. And if the Jags lose this game, there's a real possibility that this is the last game that Doug Peterson coaches for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's just my opinion on this. The Patriots lose. Gerard Mayo's fine. They know what they are. They're a rebuilding football team. They're not the your mother or father's Patriots from years past with Tom Brady. This is a rebuilding roster. So I'll take the Jags in this game, but they won't cover that 5.5. Seahawks are at the Falcons. Falcons favored by 3 in this game. Seahawks have kind of reeled since a 3-0 start. Falcons have looked pretty solid. After a couple of close losses. They had that win in Philadelphia. They had that win over Tampa. I'll take Atlanta at home here. I always venture to say that the West Coast teams going east have a tough time, and it's been a rough stretch for Mike Macdonald. I think the Seahawks team has kind of, gotten a reality check in terms of, hey, it's not going to be as easy for you. And yes, granted, they have extra time to prepare after the Thursday night game last week against the 49ers. But yeah, I'll take Atlanta. They'll cover the 3. I think Atlanta will win. I actually like the way they're playing right now under Raheem Morris. And Kirk Cousins is actually playing pretty well too. Titans at the Bills. The Titans stink. The Bills are favored by 9.5 at home. Titans have no chance in this game. None. Will Levis, you just don't know what you're going to get with him. Brian Callahan, God bless him, is trying his best. But this Titans team is just not good. They're just not good at all. Calvin Ridley's complaining about targets. It's a mess in Tennessee right now. Buffalo wins. They'll cover. They'll blow them out. They're favored by 9.5. They should win. Bengals at the Browns. So Browns are at home. Deshaun Watson's playing in this game. Joe Burrow's been playing really well. Listen, conventional wisdom would tell you, based off the way that the train is going for the Cleveland Browns, that Cincinnati on the road favored by 5.5 should win this game. Nick Chubb is back for the Cleveland Browns. And historically, the Browns, I don't have the number in front of me, but historically, since Joe Burrow came into the league in 2020, the Cleveland Browns have notoriously owned Joe Burrow. And I'm going to stick to that trend here. The Browns are going to get their first home win of the season. They will somehow find a way to win. I don't know what this means for Deshaun Watson, if he's going to contribute, but I would expect Nick Chubb to have a big role. They will rely on the run game, and you saw that kind of work against Philadelphia. And if they do that and go to play action, maybe some things will start to look better for Deshaun Watson. I'm not expecting him to light the world on fire, but I will take the Browns to win this game. At minimum, I think they should cover. I don't think that this is a divisional game. The Browns just trade. They've had a lot of, stuff going on in the building, a lot of, news being made with the Amari Cooper trade, all the Deshaun Watson stuff. I just think the defense is going to try and play their ass off, and Nick Chubb will, I think, light a spark in this team. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what it means for Deshaun Watson, but I'll take the Browns. They plus the 5.5. I will take them to actually win outright this game just because of the history against the Bengals. And the Bengals are just not, like, in terms of coaching, the Browns have the edge by a mile. Zach Taylor stinks. The Bengals are lucky to be 2-4 right now because they have just blown a bunch of games that they should have won. Texans at the Packers. This is going to be a really good game. At Lambeau Field, the Packers favored at home -2.5. CJ Stroud has been really good. The Texans 5-1 quietly. Don't look now. And they don't have their best receiver, Nico Collins. Jordan Love has come back and really been impressive. I'm going to take the Pack at home. This is a tough spot for Houston to go on the road to Lambeau Field. The Packers typically always play well in that building. And, I like what Jordan Love's been doing since he came back from the injury. So I will take the Packers to win the game at home, and they should cover the 2.5. Indianapolis, the Colts are at home, hosting the Dolphins coming off of a bye. Yet to be determined if Anthony Richardson is going to start over Joe Flacco. It sounds like that's the direction they're going to go in. I'll take the Colts in this game because I just don't know what I'm going to get from the Dolphins quarterback position, whether it's Flacco or whether it's Anthony Richardson. I mean, Anthony Richardson's really going to have to screw up to blow this game. The Dolphins are just not very good. And you need a good triggerman. And, I don't think very highly of Tua Tagovailoa, but he is, the perfect triggerman in the Mike McDaniel offense. Whatever they have behind him, Skylar Thompson, Tyler Huntley, they just don't have anything that's even remotely close to what Tua was in terms of precision and accuracy. And they're clearly feeling the effects of losing him for at least the last couple of weeks. So I'll take the Colts in this game. Lions at Vikings. This is probably the game of the week. Lions going to US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The Vikings are off a bye. The Lions have been impressive. They had a huge win, massive win against the Cowboys in Dallas last week. They're playing as well as anybody in the NFL right now. And the Vikings kind of, coming off their worst game really of the season. Sam Darnold didn't play well in London. They got away with one against the Jets. I'm going to take the Lions. Minnesota's a marginal favorite, but I think this is the game where Minnesota finally trips up. We'll see how the Lions play without Aiden Hutchinson. That was a really unfortunate circumstance. Fracturing his leg, that stunk. But yeah, I will take the Lions in this game to upset the Vikings. I guess upset, but the Lions were the division winner last year. And I think this might be the one where the Vikings kind of trip up a little bit and finally, fall. Because I don't think anybody's going undefeated this season. The Eagles are at the Giants. The Giants haven't won a home game, interestingly enough. The Eagles are only favored by 3 on the road. Listen, I just don't trust this Eagles team. I don't trust Nick Sirianni. He's barking at fans. He's putting his kid in front of the media to kind of shield from asking the tough questions. Nick Sirianni is on very, very thin ice. This is a homecoming of sorts for Saquon Barkley, so I'd expect him to play well. But I'll take the Giants in this game, man. Even though they haven't won a home game, this is a divisional game, and I just do not trust Nick Sirianni whatsoever. They were lucky to get out of that game with the Browns with a win, and then your coach is more concerned with barking at the home fans. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. So I would say Giants beat the Eagles there. Raiders at the Rams. This will effectively be a Raiders home game. Rams coming off of a bye. Raiders are 2-4. They're not playing particularly well. Listen, when in these type of situations, I always lean on quarterbacks. And even though Matthew Stafford doesn't have any weapons, I trust him way more than I trust Aiden O'Connell. So I'll take the Rams, even though they're 1-4. They're favored by 7 at home. That tells you everything that you need to know. They have way more confidence in Matt Stafford and Kyron Williams. Maybe Brock Powers has a decent game. No Davante Adams says he was traded, so that's something to look out for there. So, yeah, I'll take the Rams in this game. Panthers at Commanders. Man, this is going to get ugly. The Washington is favored by 8. When the hell was the last time the Commanders were favored by that many points? Jaden Daniels is that damn good, people. And the Panthers, after the one rallying cry of the Red Rifle Andy Dalton getting a win in Vegas, but let's face it, everybody but the Browns beats Raiders. So, and also the Ravens apparently, which was an odd. Yeah, the Panthers ain't winning this game. I would expect the Commanders to win pretty handily here. I would expect Jaden Daniels to get back on track after he kind of had like sort of a humbling experience against the Baltimore Ravens last week. So I'll take the Commanders. They should win pretty handily. Chiefs at the 49ers. Chiefs coming off of a bye. They're 5-0. They go to San Francisco. This will be interesting because Jordan Mason, the backup running back, may not play in this game. The 49ers have had extra time to prepare. This is a demon. The rematch of the Super Bowl again. The Chiefs haven't really impressed me too much. And, it just feels like, that's these teams, especially even if they're coming off of a bye, feel like they're due for a loss. So I'll take the 49ers to win this game. They're favored by 1.5 at home. The Chiefs, like I said, they haven't blown anybody away this season, and they've lost their best receiver. They're kind of sort of figuring out how to maneuver this thing without Isaiah Pacheco, who's out for a little bit more time as well. Yeah, I'll take the 49ers to win this game because apparently the 49ers can play well against the Chiefs no matter what. They just can't execute in the Super Bowl. So then we get Jets and Steelers on Sunday Night Football. Man, this is the second time in 3 weeks that the Steelers are on Sunday Night Football. Debut of Davante Adams coming to the Jets. It looks like Russell Wilson's going to start for the Steelers in this game. The Jets are favored by 2 on the road. This just feels like it almost feels too easy to take the Jets in this spot because they're on a short week. They get new life with Aaron Rodgers' buddy Davante Adams coming in. Their offense played better against the Bills, and they gave a game away there at the end against the Bills. I'm going to take the Steelers in this game. I don't know what it is. I don't know how Russell Wilson's going to play, but I just trust their defense. I trust that they're going to rattle Aaron Rodgers. I trust the running game. Najee Harris has been really good this season. And you know what? Maybe Russell Wilson finds the fountain of youth coming in for the first time this season and shines on Sunday Night Football. So I'll take the Steelers in that game. And then 2 Monday night games. One's actually a ESPN Plus exclusive, which is an interesting choice. So we've got Ravens at Bucks. The Ravens have been rolling since starting 0-2. The Bucks are 4-2 as well. This will be an interesting game. Ravens favored by 3.5 on the road. I love what Baker Mayfield has been doing, but this just feels like, I hate saying this, but the Ravens just look like the Ravens again. And Lamar Jackson is playing out of his mind. Derrick Henry has been the acquisition of the offseason. He's run for 700 yards in 6 games this season. Like, he has been fantastic for the Ravens. It's like the perfect complement to their offense with Lamar Jackson. So I'll take the Ravens minus the 3.5. They should win this by probably a touchdown. Bucks will try to keep it close. I really like what I'm seeing from Baker Mayfield. Ravens defense, and also the combination of just this Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson thing, I think is going to be too much to overcome. And then the Chargers are at the Cardinals in the late game, I guess, but it's starting 45 minutes after the initial Monday night game. I just don't know what I get from this Cardinals team. They can be fun, and then they can just get the doors beat off of them. Last week against the Packers, they got smacked. The Chargers are playing their asses off, even though they're not nearly as talented as they should be. Jim Harbaugh has just done an amazing job getting this team to 3-2. I mean, Justin Herbert really hasn't looked amazing, but it's because he's got limited weapons, but they're finding ways to get things done. J.K. Dobbins, 430 yards rushing in the 5 games that he's played this season, which is very impressive coming off of significant injury. I think this will be a fun game. Chargers favored by 2.5 on the road, but I'll take the Chargers to win this game. They should cover the spread. I think this will be at least 3 points. And yeah, I've been really impressed with the Chargers. I shouldn't be surprised because I've said this, like I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Jim Harbaugh. Like it's just, and the Harbaugh brothers actually a Monday night double future. How about that? So anyway, that's week number 7 in the NFL picks. We'll have a lot more content coming up here, NFL based, college based, also wrestling as well. We'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye bye.